Is the screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in the previous class, we have seen supernode analysis. Okay. We'll continue with the examples on supernode analysis. Okay. How the node analysis has to be carried out if there are voltage sources existing between any two nodes. Okay. That is what we were looking into. So next example, find the node voltages in the circuit shown. We will keep it simple. Find the node voltages for circuit shown. Sorry, taking some. Fine. Okay. So this is the circuit. Okay. So I need to find all the node voltages. So to find the node voltages, first we should mark what are the nodes. Okay. So this is node 1. This is node 2. This is node 3. Okay. And this I will take a common node because all the elements are connected common to the bottom line. This is advantageous to take as a reference node. So this is reference node 4 at 0 volts. So when I say reference is at 0 volts, these all nodes are at positive potential. Okay, this is implicitly understood. So let me mark the voltage at node 1 is V1, voltage at node 2 to be V2, and voltage at node 3 to be V3. Fine. Now we see here that there exists a super node, or there exists a voltage source between node 2 and node 3. Okay, so combinedly I can do this using super node. Okay, so here you can write here, uh, sorry, grammatically it will be funny here, there. Okay, so here we have a voltage source between node 2 and node 3. Okay, okay. Therefore form super node of node 2 and node 3. Form super node of node 2 and node 3. Okay, so it will form a super node. Okay, and one thing what we observe here is this is a general case. Okay, see, 5-volt source is existing between node 1 and uh, ground directly. Purposely, I have taken out the resistor which was present here in series with this 5-volt source. Okay, so because 5-volt source is existing between node 1 and ground, node 1 voltage is 5 volts. Because 5 volt is directly connected to node 1 without any element in between. Suppose there would have been some element here in series with this 5 volt, after 5 volt or before 5 volt, then the voltage V1 would have not been 5 volts. So one thing again what we have to observe is, like we observed, if there are any independent current sources or dependent current sources in the mesh, in the perimeter of any mesh, which is not common, here also if there are any voltage sources across the node and the ground directly, then that node voltage equal to the source voltage. Now the voltage value of V1 is 5 volts. So with this, I need not to apply KCL to this node 1 because already I know what is the voltage value of V1. Okay. So, but still I have to assign the currents. Okay. Yeah, the same thing will happen now. If I assign a current in 5 volt, how should I take 5 volt current? I don't need to assign actually because the voltage value is already present. Okay. So let me take this 2 ampere as I1. This is I2. Okay. This as I3 between V1 and V2. Between V2 to ground, let this be I4. I cannot assign current in this 10 volt. So this, let it be I5 and let this be I6. Okay. Now, since we have a voltage source connected directly between node 1 and ground, I need not to apply KCL to node 1. Okay, here we'll write a note. Also, we have a voltage source existing uh, between node 1 and ground directly without any series element. Okay, so therefore V1 is equals to 5 volts. So I got it directly. V1 is equals to 5 volt. Okay, or we can write no need to apply KCL at node 1, because already I got the value of voltage. We are applying KCL to know the voltage. Okay? Yeah. Now we have to apply KCL at super node, and we have to take the voltage relation of the voltage source. Okay. Here we can write apply KCL to super node. Two and three. Now we have to apply KCL to super node 2 and 3 simultaneously. So node 2 equation and node 3 equation is combined in one equation. Okay, without any current assigned to 10 volts. That care we have to take. So observe at node 2, current I2 is flowing, current I4 is flowing. At node 3, I6 and I5 are flowing. So there are two currents at node 2, two currents at node 3. So therefore, I get four terms in this supernode equation. Okay. So at node 2, I3 is entering, I4 is leaving. So it is plus I3 minus I4. Okay. At node 3, I6 is leaving, I5 is leaving. Both are leaving currents. So therefore, minus I5 minus I6 is equals to 0. Okay. Now we have to write the expression for these currents. So I3 is the current flowing from node 1 to node 2. So it is V1 minus V2 divided by 8. Okay. Then I4 is current flowing from node 2 to ground. So it is V2 by 5. I will not write minus 0, it is understood. V2 by 5. I5 is the current flowing from V3 to ground. So I5 is equals to V3 divided by 6. I6 is flowing from V3 to 12 volts. Okay. So I6, I'll write down here. V3 minus 12 divided by 8. V3 minus 12 divided by 8. Now substitute these expressions in this equation. Now it is V1 minus V2 by 8. Minus V2 by 5 minus V3 by 6 minus V3 minus 12 by 8. Okay. Now it is V1 by 8 minus V2 by 8 minus V2 by 5 minus V3 by 6 minus V3 by 8 plus 12 by 8 is equals to 0. Now we have V1 is equals to 5. Okay. So therefore it is 5 by 8 okay, minus, we will write for V2, it is 1 by 8 plus 1 by 5 into V2 Then we'll write for V3 minus 1 by 6 plus 1 by 8 into V3 plus 12 by 8 is equals to 0. Okay. So tell me the final expression for this. So it is 0.325 V2 plus
0.291 V3
0.291 V3 is equals to
2.125.
2.125. This is equation 1. You can take. Okay. Now I have written the equation for super node here. There is no other node remaining because I need not to apply KCL to node 1. Fine. Because node 1 voltage is already known, a voltage source is directly connected to node 1 and across node 1 and ground. So therefore V1 is 5 volts. So here super node I have applied. Now I have to take the voltage relation. That's it. Okay. At super node at node 2 and 3, at node 2 and 3, by observing the circuit, positive sign is towards V2, negative sign is towards V3, so it is V2 minus V3 equal to 10 volts. V2 minus V3 is equals to 10. Now this is equation 2. Now observe equation 1 and 2. Both are equations in terms of V2 and V3. So two equations, two unknowns. Substitute and find the values of V2 and V3. So V1 is 5 volts, V2 and V3.
V2 is equal to 8.175 volt.
8.175 volts, V3
minus 1.824 volt.
all are getting the same values. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. We'll move to next example. Okay. In the circuit shown, find I1 using node analysis. In the circuit shown, find I1 using node analysis. J2. Okay, ohms. This is ohms. So I need to find I1 using a node voltage analysis, and I1 is the current through capacitor. Okay. So again, first we have to recognize the nodes. This is node 1. This is node 2. And the bottom line as node 3. Okay. So again, it is convenient to connect node 3 to ground, taking it as reference, because there are 4 branches connected to it. 0 volts. So let this be V1, let this be V2. Okay. Now it is a very simple example. Okay. We have to simply apply KCL at node 1, KCL at node 2, finish the work. Okay. Now this is already I1. Let me take this as I2. Let me take this as I3. This as I4. And this as I5. Now apply KCL at node 1. I2 is entering, I1 is entering, I3 is leaving. So it will be I1 plus I2 minus I3 is equals to 0. Okay. Now you have to write the equations. What is I1? Now observe, I1 is flowing from ground to V1. If it was from V1 to ground, I would have taken it V1 minus 0 divided by minus J5. Now it is flowing from ground to V1. So I have to take 0 minus V1 divided by minus J5. So it will be V1 by J5. Okay. The direction of current is very, very important. Or else what will happen? If the sign of the coefficients change, answers will also change. Okay. So we should take care. We should, when we assign the current in each branch, and while writing the expression for the current to substitute in KCL equation, we should be very much careful about the direction of the current, from where to where it is flowing. The starting point should be taken as first term and the terminal point should be taken as second term. Okay. Now because this I1 direction, this direction of I1 is mentioned in the example. Okay. So it is flowing from reference node to V1. So it is flowing from 0 volts to V1 volts. So that is 0 minus V1 divided by whatever impedance it has got. Okay. I2 is equals to, it is flowing from 12 volt source to V1. So it is 12 at an angle, 10 minus V1 divided by 10. I3 is flowing between V1 and V2. So it is V1 minus V2 divided by J4. Now I have to substitute this in this equation. So it is V1 by J5, I1, it is V1 by J5 plus I2 is 12 at an angle 10 minus V1 divided by 10 minus I3 is V1 minus V2 divided by J4 is equals to 0. Now simplify it. V1 by J5 plus 12 at an angle 10 divided by 10 minus V1 by 10 minus V1 by J4 plus V2 by J4 is equals to 0. So this implies first we'll take the coefficients of V1 is minus 1 by 10 12 by 10 at an angle 10 is 1.2 at an angle 10. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Is equals to 0. So V1 term will be minus 0.1 minus J 0.2 plus J 0.25. 1 by J is minus J. Okay, I can take 1 by J equal to minus J. If I take J to numerator, it becomes minus J. Is it? Okay. So minus 0.2i plus 0.25i. Okay. It is plus J 0.05 V1 minus minus J 0.25 V2 is equals to minus 1.2 at an angle 10. So this is equation 1. Similarly, apply KCL to node 2. It is not a super node problem, it is a simple problem. Okay. At node 2, I3 is entering, I4 is entering, I5 is leaving. So it is I3 plus I4 minus I5. KCL at node 2. It is I3 plus I4 minus I5 is equals to 0. Okay. Now I should write the expression for I3. I3 I have already. I3 is equals to V1 minus V2 by J4. I4 is equals to. Now see, observe again. This current I4 is flowing from ground to V2. Okay. It is flowing from ground to V2. Therefore, it is 0 minus V2 by no, sorry, this is a current source. Okay, so I4 is nothing but 2I1. The direction of I4 is flowing into the V2. Okay, so it is plus I4, hence the value of I4 is 2I1. Sorry, I4 is 2I1. Okay, but what is I1? It is 2 into 0 minus V1 divided by minus J5.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, it is minus 12 at an angle 10, no, sir. You have written 1.2.
Yeah, divided by 10 we have, no, here. 12 at
Okay,
an
sir.
angle 10 divided by 10. Here somewhere I have this expression here.
Okay, sir.
Okay, this I have divided. 12 by 10 is 1.2. Okay. Yeah, 2 into I1. I1 is what? 0 minus V1 by minus J5. Okay. So this is equals to 2V1 by J5. Okay. We will keep it as it is as of now. Or if you want to convert, you can convert. No issues. Okay. We will take down there only. Okay. When we substitute this in the equation. Then what is I5? J2. Now substitute here. So V1 minus V2 by J4 plus I4 is 2V1 by J5 minus I5 is this I will write it as V2 by J2 is equals to 0. Okay, there is no voltage source in the second mesh. There is no voltage source existing or directly the current value existing. Therefore, it will be in terms of only the passive elements. Now, simplify this by opening the brackets. V1 by J4 minus V2 by J4 plus 2 by J5, 2V1 by J5 minus V2 by J2 is equals to 0. Okay, so this implies V1 will keep the term 1 by J4 plus 2 by J5 V1 minus of 1 by J4 plus 1 by J2 V2 is equals to 0. So this comes out to be minus 0.25 plus 0.4 minus 0.25 minus 0.4 J minus 0.65 J V1. Is it? This first bracket. 1 by 4 is 0.25 minus J 0.25 plus or minus 1 by 5 is 0.2 into 2. Okay, 0.4. Okay. So 0.6 minus 0.65 J V1 minus of minus 0.25 J plus minus 0.5 J minus 0.75 J plus J 0.75 V2 is equals to 0. Is it right?
Yes, sir.
Are you getting the same equation?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now solving equation 1 and 2. Here comes the tedious process because it is AC. I don't have that facility of direct substitution and getting the answer. We have to use Cramer's rule. Okay. So I will rewrite equation 1 and 2 in matrix form. Minus 0.1 plus J 0.05 minus J 0.25 minus 0.65 J plus J.75 into the unknown matrix 1 V2 equal to the solution matrix. Okay, minus 1.2 at an angle 10 and 0. So if one RHS matrix is having 0, it is a happier moment because one multiplication will become 0. Okay, now first I should find a delta. What is delta? Determinant of coefficient matrix. Minus 1.1 plus J.05 minus J.25 minus 0.65 J or J.65 plus J.75. Yeah. So delta equals to. Can anybody tell the answer? Minus into minus plus, again one minus will come. This is minus J.25 J.65. Yeah, this equals to what I get? Point 125 minus J.075. Is it right? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Now V1 is equals to do the substitution. Determinant of first column replaced by solution matrix, that is minus 1.2 at an angle 10 0. Second column as it is minus J.25 J.75 divided by delta. Delta is 0.125 so this is equals to minus 1.2 at an angle 10 multiplied by J.75 minus 0 because this is 0 divided by 0.125 minus J.075. Now please tell me the value of V1. Then I will write for V2. Determinant of coefficient matrix, first column retained as it is, minus 0.1 plus J.05. This is minus J.65. Second column of the coefficient matrix replaced by the solution matrix, minus 1.2 at an angle 10 and 0. Determinant divided by delta equals to first term is 0, minus into minus plus, again one more minus. So it is minus 1.2 at an angle 10 into J.65 divided by delta is 0.125 minus J.075 equals to. Yeah, what is V1 and what is V2? It is now the simple substitution. Okay. It should not take much time. So what is V1? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
What is V1?
Sir.
I think you people are not interested, so we'll end it.